Hello, okay, welcome back. I'm going to be showing you guys how to work on or creating the years. Let me just zoom in here. So this is like the left year. So I'm going to be using the left year as a reference for this. I'm going to be using the left year. So this is like the side view. This is like the back view also. You can see this like cup or cylindrical shape at the back of the year. So we're going to create, I'm going to append a new, probably going to append a new cube in here. Okay. So I'm going to be using this cube. I think yeah, let me just find the top view for this. Okay. Now showing this in like so. To extend this out a bit more. Let me raise it up like so. There should be fine. Okay. Something like this should be fine. Okay. So let me just see if I can find another reference image that shows this. So let's just stick with this reference image we have here from Anatomy for Sculptors. Let's kind of create that kind of cylindrical cup at the back of the ear. So let me just put this to the side and I'll append. No, maybe I can use the IMM brush instead. So let me just go out of this BI. Okay, let me use cylinder should work just fine for this. Let me use one of the conditions should be fine. Now just draw this from the center of the canvas, this cube, something like so. Somewhere around there should be fine. Then obviously I need to push it back a bit, maybe back like this. Then hold Alt and center this, hold Alt and click on this to reset. No, let me push it to the back instead. Holding Alt and then I'm dragging the gizmo to the back. Something like this should be fine. Okay, then I'm going to use a cube also. I'm going to draw a cube in front of this. Something like so. So around here should be fine. Okay. Okay. Then I'll just raise this up a bit. Squash this in. Okay, something like this should be fine, I guess. I'm just trying to kind of eyeball the thickness of the ear around here. I'm going to use that thickness for this cube also to give me an idea. Okay, something like this should be fine. Okay. So the idea is kind of using basic shapes, like using basic shapes to kind of block out the major proportional forms of the ear. So I'm making a duplicate of this now just to be on the safe side. Okay. Then I think I'll just do an auto group for this. No, not deformation, polygroups. Auto groups. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I want to kind of max out. Let me see. I want to kind of max out the backside. Let me see. Remove brush. Let me just scale this back out a bit more so we have more space to work with. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Let's do Dynamesh now. And look for Dynamesh. So let's try something around 60 should be fine. Oh no, that moves out of 60. No, let me undo that. I need to undo this. I need to type in 60 in here. Type in 60 in there and Dynamesh again. Oh no, I'm doing this wrong. I'm supposed to type in 60 and then hit enter first before applying it. Yes, it's working properly now. Okay, so I'm using 40 should be fine. I think 40 is fine. I'm using 40 for the Dynamesh. 40, I'm actually using 40. So I have this now being merged or wedded into themselves. So let's start with creating the major form. Let's start by creating the major form of the ear itself, just the shape itself. So I'm going to be using the new brush to do this. So I want to kind of max out just this frontal part. Yes. I think this shape, we're going to get this shape there. I'll just smooth this out. So I'm beginning to modify this even more. I kind of get that general silhouette of the ears. Let me smooth that in. Smooth it out a bit too much, but that's fine. Let's just keep working on this. Let's get the edges smoothed out. Okay, just raise this up and try to capture the general silhouette of the shape of the ear. Let me just smooth this in. Probably use a different brush for this. Let me try the clay builder brush. Let me try the clay brush instead. No, that messed things up. Let me just smooth this out. Let me just try the H. Yeah, much better. Trim dynamics will work just fine. So that will just trim that off. I'll do this for this side also. And I'll just smooth it out. Okay, so I'll just move this in play, keep moving things and then try to get the general silhouette of the ear. Okay, I'll keep pushing things in like so. So this here feels a bit this here shape is a bit weird though. But regardless, let's just kind of get that dramatic shape in there. This back seems to, let me just smooth this out. Let me smooth this out. Okay, and just keep moving this in shape. For now, we're just going to focus on this general silhouette of the ear before refining the other parts of this model. Okay, seems a bit more pushing and pulling around this. Let me just smooth this out. Smooth this out also. Okay, let's just get the side view in place. So the side, oh, this is actually the front view rather. So with the front view, let me just, that's the back view. Let's use the front view instead. Should be like, the angle should be like something like this. Let me just try push, let me just begin to push some of this in place. So I try to get the shape of the ear from the front view now. Once kind of capture the silhouette of the major shapes properly from all views, then we can start beginning to work on the center part of the ear, which has more of the details that gives you that definition of being the ear. Probably just push. So with this back view now, just make some more corrections to this. Let me see if I can. Supposed to use the dem standard brush for this. Just try to carve out something around here. Not too aggressive though, but just like more or less like a placeholder around there. No, like this, just okay. Maybe thinking the ear looks nothing. This looks nothing like a ear. It just takes patience. Once you get the general proportional shape of the silhouette in place, then working on the more secondary forms will begin to give your model a better definition depending on what you're trying to recreate. So I'm going to brush. I need to turn on backface maxing. So maxing, auto maxing, yes. Then turn on backface maxing because I don't want whatever I'm doing now doing on top of this front face so affecting the back face. So now we can start creating some cut lines to kind of define regions of the ear that can begin to know, let me do that. That we can begin to now refine more even better. So let me just add like this loop around it, something like so. Okay. In here also, let me carve this in. I'm basically cutting out the landmarks of the year before I start detailing it even more. Okay. So something like this should be fine. Then what can we do in here now? Let me just move this, take down the process and just smooth this out. The smooth is just way too intense. Let me carve this in like so. Okay, and let me do this again. Let's do this again. Okay, yeah, getting there. And do that. Okay, so now with the clay brush, I can start digging some things in. So this particular part should be a bit more hollow. So I'm just going to dig this in like so. Okay, like so. From the side view, this will be where the hair goes in deep into the head. So I'm just going to dig that even more. It goes all the way in here into that tube. So this tube does not look good enough. So let me just max out this part. Invert the selection, fade out the marks, invert the selection. No, I did that the wrong way. Let me do this again. Let me select it again. Select all of the frontal part of the ear, invert that selection, blur this out. With the gizmo, let me just center this properly like so and push it backwards. Okay, now just smooth that back side out just to blend that back in. Okay, okay, so we can start working on this even more. Okay, just step by step, we'll begin to build this on until we get that good looking ear we have in here. So now I'm basically just digging something in like so. In that region, I'm just going to dig this in. Let me just take a smaller brush size and kind of chop that in even more. Something like that. So I'll smooth that out. Okay. Let me raise this part up like so. And just block this out like so. Something like this should be fine. Now yeah, something like that should be fine. Basically just adding the shape. We're not really refining the shape completely yet. We're just putting them in there just to fill up some of those empty gaps before refining it properly. Just bring this out. And you also want to keep in mind because each particular person on earth has a different set of though the general or major forms are in there, but they are usually slightly different from themselves in terms of secondary or tertiary forms. Let me turn off this lazy mask for this. So the standard brush, I'll just dig in here like so. Okay, even more around here. All the way. I'm not going all the way down. That's fine. I'm not going to do that. Okay. Let's see. So I need to smooth that out. That was way too sharp. And just fill this up. Probably add more fleshiness to this. Something like so. Dig this in even more. Now this part I'm trying to recreate down there. So dig that even more. Okay. Now smooth that back down. Once I have close enough form, I can just do a dynamax for it again. Since our dynamax is still on, let me just smooth that out. The shape of this CC doesn't feel right yet, so let me move to kind of get this at least somewhat close to the shape itself. Okay, so that part is too thin. I'll still need to flesh that out even more. Let me kind of take down the brush size and kind of push it down and make it feel a bit more rounded. Alright, something like this should be fine, and push this in a bit more. Okay, there's still a lot that I still need to fix though, but we're slowly getting in. Let me just create an indentation with more depth in here. Okay, then carve that in somewhere like so. Okay, let me just raise remove. I think we remove. Let's see. Let me check this from this angle instead. And you always want to keep in mind that no do you make corrections in here. Always check this from a different angle to kind of be sure if everything is working correctly. I need to dig this part in a bit more because that part needs to kind of cover. It be like some kind of covering around there. But majorly right now I'm still on blocking phase. I'm still kind of blocking things out. But you can already see the shape of the ear or the silhouette of the ear, actually the primary silhouette of the ear actually coming out in here now. I'm going to dig this in and smooth that out. Okay. Smooth that out. Yeah, the back face is fine because it's not fitting the back face. That's fine. That's exactly what you want. And just kind of move, still keep on moving things in place properly. Okay. Somewhere like here should be fine. Now just keep refining this. Just blend this and just smooth this out. Now because of using Dynamax is actually using, I'm not using too many polygons to give me that fine or finesse detail in there. Finesse polygons, finesse details in there, so I can actually scrub some more smoothed or rounded details in there. So I'm still working with more or less like a lower polygon for this. So you can see now from this view, you can see how high that is from this view. That means we still need to fix that up properly. So let's kind of use the reference image and check this. Yeah, it's supposed to be the front view, but this is the back view though. So let's kind of use the back view instead for this. It's not really completely like the back though. But let me just kind of add some more fleshiness to this. More or less like having a kind of capping around it. You can see how this inner part is just be coming out way too much. And we still need to fix that. That's why it's poking out way too much. So I'm going to use the move tool and just push that in. Like so. Shouldn't be poking out way too much like that. So you can see this one is actually in there, but not so much. Something like this will be fine. And push this in also. That's why it's extremely important to check this for more views, just to make sure everything is working correctly before moving on. And just fill this up. Just make that a bit thicker, smooth that out. Okay. Yeah, I'm beginning to get something in there. It needs a lot of work though, but I'm beginning to get something in there. Let me just carve out something like so. Okay. With them standard brush, I'm still adding some more line landmarks in there. Let me just fill this up. Dig that in even more. Okay. Yeah, this part is not too good though, not too realistic enough. But no worries, we're just trying to get the major silhouette of the primary shape of the ear in there and smooth that out. Realistically, this is not even the way a ear should be. It shouldn't be poking out like this. But the major part we're actually looking at is the what should I call this? The over part of the ear. It's the over part of the ear. In the later tutorial, I'm still going to show you guys a better way of kind of creating ear that feel more realistic, guys, more closer to the head itself. But for now, let us keep working on this since we're actually using a flat surface at the back. So we're actually using a flat surface at the back. So it won't really matter that much though. But the main part is just this part that we're still working on, kind of gets to look right. So I'm just filling this up with some more fleshiness with the clay brush rather. Before I now start digging in there even more. Probably might need to dynamize this again because I'm kind of stretching this way too much now. Need more polygons to actually work with. So digging in there even more. Just kind of create some depth in there. So now I've dynamized it again. So now I have a bit more polygon to work with. At least even that polygon to work with precisely. Okay. And just flesh this out even more. I'm sure you get the general idea already for this. If you want to even make this feel a bit better, you can also easily manage this so you have like even topology around this. Then on a lower subdivision level, you can begin to you have a kind of smoother surface to work with, not this jagged up surface given to us by Dynamesh. Though we can always increase the Dynamesh value even more to have some more fine details around this, but that would just be too expensive to just add more unnecessary polygons when you can just remanage this and then have smoother surface and better topology to work with. But you can get it, but I'm sure you get the general idea already for creating this here already. You just need to just keep working on this. The more time you have to actually work on this, the more you can actually refine this to look even better. But the general concepts or the general primary silhouettes still remains the same. Once you kind of block that in, you are like almost like let's say 50% there. The other part is just continuous refinement until you get it to look right. Okay. Let me just flesh this out even more. Okay. Now this one needs to be smoothed out. Let me just dig in here, add more depth in there, and just add more flesh and smooth that out. Okay. Let me just see if I can modify this even more from the side view. Max out these parts. No, okay, no, I'm maxing, is it? Let me see that, no, I need to undo that. I need to max this correctly. Let's smooth this out first. No, it's not maxed out correctly. So I'll just dig in even more, make that a bit even thinner, and smooth that out. Okay. So with the standard brush, let me just add some kind of fleshiness around this, make it feel more rounded. Yeah, you need more depth in here, obviously, so we need to dig this in. Okay. And push this in. It's all jacked up because the topology is not low enough to kind of push this to kind of have a more smoother transition around it. Just add more thickness now, something like so. Okay. No, that's way too much. Nope. That was. Let me do this again. Yeah, okay, this is a bit better. So we're basically having that capping around it now. Just dig this in even more. Just trying to add that capping around it. Okay. Alright, probably need to even push some of this back even more. Okay. Just trying to just refine the general silhouette of the shape even more. So get it close to our reference as possible. Okay. No. From the front view, the air reference is not so complete, but regardless, we already have the major form of the year already. So basically just refining it even more with our move brush. It doesn't necessarily need to be one to one with the reference image we have. We just need to get that general feeling of it being a year. So even though anyone sees it from afar, it feels like a year. Though it's not refined enough, this feels more like a it feels more of like a stone sculpture that is not completely refined. But no, well, no worries. In the next lecture, we're going to do something that's going to be a bit more refined, so I can at least see how it look like with it when we kind of use zero mass it, and then smooth it out a bit more to have that finesse, smoothed surface around it. But this, as far as it goes for a blockout, looks like a year already, and that is exactly what we want. That's exactly what we want here. So let me just block in few of the things out. You can see this from a far view. When we kind of zoom out, you see that the surface is a bit more smoother because we're not really looking at it close up to kind of see the imperfection around it, especially the polygonal imperfection around it. Let me just add some thickness around there. Just smooth this out. Okay. Probably even dig this in even more. Because I'll probably be where the eardrum will be residing. So I'm trying to add more, kind of capture more depth in there. Okay, I think as far as this goes, this looks like a year. Well, it gives me the feeling of a year. So this is a year. We can actually use other references also, depending on the ethnicity though. Even depending on the family you come out from. Each person has different set or shape of the year. So you actually want to pay attention to the reference image you're using 100%, kind of get something looking and feeling like the characters here. Yeah, I think this will be fine for now. So bye. See you in the next lesson.